Phil here, Fire Ranch Garage. I'm gonna get started on this truck and do a little bit of work to it today. I'm gonna rip off these old pieces of wood. I want to build a bed for it. We've got an event here coming up on our farm, and I want to display some pumpkins on this truck. So I'm gonna put a wood bed on here. Hopefully I do it good enough so I don't have to do it again, but it may just be a temporary thing too. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this old wood off and get started. Alright, I've got all the old wood ripped off, and then I did some rust converter, and then I just shot it with some all my tools and stuff out. The old Vice Grip Garage Rebuild Black. You can't beat the stuff, it works really well. I just have a couple 2x4s up here mocked up so I can get some lengths for the boards that are going to go on there. I think I'm going to put on 4 of those lengths. That should be enough for support for pumpkins anyway. So I'm going to do that. And I've got my treated 4x4s. Hopefully I've got enough of those. And then I'll start cutting out my old barn boards that I'm going to use for the bed. Alright, here it is, kind of mid-brainstream. I just kind of wanted to get this laid out. I did notice that my 4x4s that I had were really tweaked, so I got to go and get a couple of those tomorrow. And then I have to dig my table saw out because I need to rip a couple of these down because I want them to be all somewhat symmetrical. And then, as you can see, I'm going to have to make that bed a little bit wider. So I'm going to figure out exactly what I want to do on that because I don't want that poking out that far. Yeah, so at least I got some of my boards cut down, at least to length, and kind of got a general idea of what I want. And I'll put some side panels on there and things like that, but that's all I'm going to do for the day. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, pardon the wind noise, but I ripped all that other crap off. The stuff that I had on there, it was all twisted, the boards weren't long enough. And so I went and bought longer 4x4s that you see underneath there, and then just some decking material that makes the bed 84 inches wide. And the decking that's on there right now is 10 feet long, but I'm going to cut that down because, as you can see, that's the end of the truck there and it sticks over quite a ways. I am going to run a 2x4 all the way around the outside perimeter of it, including around the back piece. I might even run a 4x4 in the back hanging off, I don't know. But I want to put wood sides on that I'm going to put on a hinge. So the sides will be here, but then they'll hinge down and kind of cover up the wheel, I guess we'll say, when they're down. Because for what we're going to use it here for, like I said earlier with pumpkins, for our farm event, you don't really want sides there. You want to be able to have people grab the different pumpkins and stuff that they want. So I may hold off on putting the sides on there until after this season, but I do want to get that 2x4 run around the sides and the back, just to cover up the ends, and I think that'll look good. There isn't a lot of space in between here, but I don't plan on putting a lot of weight on here anyway, so not a big deal to me anyway. This one's never going to really put in a lot of work, so I'm going to go ahead and get those 2x4s on, and then I'll show you what that looks like. And then I got to figure out some sort of a headache rack to put on the back. I want to do that out of wood too, so we'll get going on that. Well, it's been a couple of days. Ooh, I flipped the... I got the bed put together as much as I'm going to. I just wanted this functional for our farm event. I'm not in love with the way that it is right now. I don't like the 2x4s up here on top. I think it's just kind of goofy looking. I want it to look more, I don't know, we'll say authentic to its true heritage. I want to do some sideboards on it and a wood tailgate. I got to come up with something for kind of like a headache rack. And I don't know if I want to do that out of metal. I kind of want to, but then I need to bring metal into the sideboards. And yeah, I'm just going to have to take some time and think about what I want to do to make that all happen. But something else exciting, I got the front wheels off. I actually got it pulled up next to the garage and up on the concrete so I get those off. And just a quick reminder, these on the driver's side are righty-loosey, not lefty-loosey. And that was kind of fun, but I got new tires for it. These were not cheap, but they're nice. They are the 7.5 by 16s, 10-ply tires, so they're going to go exactly on there. So I got my tire guy lined up. I'm going to get those put on in the next few days, and pretty excited about that. But I got some more exciting stuff, but I'm going to shoot that up on a short here shortly. That's all for the wood bed for now. Have a great day.